Monday Moment Thoughts. Yes, this is Green Eye Sparkle, baby. I am here. Yes, y'all, come on in. Y'all, come on in. Let me get my hat. Y'all know what time it is. Y'all know what time it is. I am here for it. Y'all come on in because I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to welcome I Told You Souls. Y'all tried to tell me last week, y'all tried to tell me last Monday how that game was going to go. And I said, no, I don't believe in the underdogs. Y'all tried to tell me, but that's all right. That's a good, healthy, agree to disagree that we have on my show. Thank y'all. Y'all come on in. Now, today, I'm actually on time at 12. Last time I came on at 1 o'clock and y'all was in here. Y'all was coming in here in droves. Where y'all at? Y'all come on in. I know it's like 9 a.m. on the West Coast. Yeah, typically I don't come in on time. And I'm trying to be on time today, y'all. I'm trying to be on time today. I said, my sparklers be on it. I came in and it was a little after 1. Y'all were, boy, I tell y'all came flying in. Maybe I do need to change the time to 1 o'clock because y'all, I tell you what, I mean, y'all ain't miss a beat, but y'all know this time change got people a little wonky too. Y'all come on in. We got NFL Week 9 to talk about. Yes. Yep. My crew, I know y'all like, wait, y'all like, wait a minute. She's starting at 12 and is, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? Yeah, I decided to come on in at 12. Last time I was late. Y'all listen, last time I was real late. I was like an hour late. But you know what? I said, no, I'm going to be on time today. Thank y'all for coming on through. Thank y'all for coming through. Now listen, y'all tried to tell me. Y'all tried to tell me last week as we engaged in our conversation last week. Y'all said that them Chiefs, y'all said them Chiefs was going to take them Commanders. Y'all told me. And I said what? I said, no, I said, I hear what y'all saying. And y'all had great arguments as to why y'all felt the way y'all felt about the Chiefs on Monday. Y'all said the Chiefs was going to take them Commanders. And I said, well, I'm going to go with the underdog. And, I said, I'm going to believe in the underdog. And y'all, listen, I give credit where credit due. Y'all were right. Y'all tried to tell me. Y'all said that them Chiefs was going to get the Commanders. But let me tell y'all something about that game. Because I'm going to take care of this one first. Then I'm going to get into week 9, y'all. But those Commanders did not go down without a fight. On Monday, let me tell y'all some impressive things that I liked about the Commanders. Even though I know they came in with 7. They had 7 points. They came through. They had an interception right off the rip. Child, yes, Mahomes threw that interception, and that young man, he caught that ball with one arm. They played with tenacity. They played with grit. So even though they lost, I'ma still give the Commanders their credit from Monday night game because, we had this big going back and forth last Thursday before that Monday night game hit. So I just had to come back and I had to wrap that part up. Yeah, the Chiefs did beat the Commanders, but the Commanders did not go down without a fight. That score last week was Chiefs 28 and then the Commanders 7. But listen, let me tell y'all something. I think the Chiefs were shook it on that game. I think something fell on my lip, y'all. Sorry. I think the Chiefs were shook it. They went in on halftime. They had to have conversation and regroup. Because I know they feeling their humble spirit. Hey, y'all. Hey, Trevor. Hey, Darius. Hey, y'all. How y'all doing? Y'all come on in. Y'all come on in. Don't y'all forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to hit that like button, y'all. But let me tell y'all something. The Commanders was looking real good. They were looking real good in that first half. But I don't know what happened in that locker room that them Chiefs came in on Monday and they regrouped and they played ball. They did. Now I got to give credit where credit due. So the Chiefs did do their thing in the second half. So last Monday, shout out to my sparklers. Because y'all said the Chiefs was going to win that game, and they did. Okay, so we going to give credit where credit due. Hey, hey, hey. All right, all right. Thank y'all for coming in. Thank y'all. That is Roleas Nagmono Manava. Apologize if I'm mispronouncing your handle. You got a lot of words in that handle, but thank you for joining my live. Now let's get into week 9. Now, just like I said, I talked about when the Commanders played the Chiefs, but they had to come back to last night, y'all. They played the Seahawks. Ooh, at first I was worried. I said, well, will the Commanders even get any points on the board? Because them Seahawks came flying down. Y'all. They swooped up that W. The Seahawks won 38 to Commanders 14. At least the Commanders had they had a better score. It was 14 this time, y'all. You know, when they played the Chiefs, they only had 7. So this time, y'all, the Commanders did pretty good. Now, they did a little bit better than when they played the Chiefs. The score 38, which now puts the Seattle Seahawks are now 6-2, and the Commanders are 3-6. They won 3 games. They've lost 6. I can say this. At least the Commanders ranking and their win-loss is a little bit better than some teams, because y'all wait till I get into this breakdown of week 9. Now, their score is a little bit better than some other folks. But listen, you know what got me, y'all? Hey, my family. Who's in the pictures in the background? I'll talk about that in a minute. Let me get this NFL breakdown. Let me get this breakdown done. By the way, y'all come in my live. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. I appreciate that love. Y'all coming in. I see y'all coming in. I see I'm doing roll call. Estee Fania Guerola. Hi. Mr. It says MTB Dude Guy. Commanders did better, but at what cost? Jaden basically lost his arm. Well, yeah. All I'm saying is last week we had such a debate last week about, that the Commanders, they were like, yeah, the Commanders, they need to regroup. They not doing well. I saw the commentator. She interviewed them. And, I just like the effort they put in, MTB Dude Guy. I just like the effort they put in. And so that's why I say I'm going to go with the underdog. And they tried their best. So that's why I want to give credit to the Commanders. But let's talk about these Chiefs and the Buffalo Bills. It's just me. Did y'all see the same game? Child, them commentators, when they were talking at the end of the game, when the Chiefs lost, I felt like the commentators were shooketh. Honey, I thought they were rattled, because the commentators was like, oh, wow, this changes everything. They were like, well, the Chiefs lost. The Chiefs lost against the Bills. Wow, this going to change the whole lineup. They were just going on and on. I guess they couldn't believe that the Bills beat the Chiefs. Well, I mean, I am not a fan of the Chiefs. Y'all know I'm not a fan of the Chiefs. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all know why I'm not a fan of the Chiefs. I'm not going to beat that horse. We ain't going to talk about that, because, child, y'all know I don't feel the Buffalo Bills, but they did come through and they beat the Chiefs. The Bills are now standing at 6-2. The score was Buffalo Bills 28, Kansas City Chiefs 21. The Chiefs now are at 5-4. Those commentators were shook about that score. Because when the Bills won, that put them at 6-2. The Chiefs are their standing is at 5-4. Let's talk about it. Y'all get in the chat. Y'all had so much to say. Last week. Y'all get in the chat and tell me what y'all thinking about the Chiefs, because I know I got a lot of Kansas City Chiefs fans in my live. So y'all go ahead on. What happened? And for all the Kansas City Chiefs fans, y'all think y'all gonna improve y'all score for week 10? Y'all get in the conversation and tell me what y'all thinking, because right now y'all 5-4. That win last night put the Bills at 6-2. So y'all get in there and tell me what y'all thinking and how y'all feel about this thing now, cause I You said you think it's a family picture. I'll explain in a minute. That was so cute. Not exactly a family picture, but I'll give you more details in a minute. So, anyways, let's get into some more of this week 9. Yeah. So, this conversation right here. Y'all know the Jaguars beat the Las Vegas Raiders. Travis Hunter has an injured knee. I was concerned about how the Jaguars were going to handle this situation. But the Jaguars handled this situation quite nicely because they caught the W. Las Vegas Raiders did not win against the Jacksonville Jaguars. As a matter of fact, I mean, honestly, the Commanders are doing better than the Raiders right now because the Raiders are 2-6. The Jaguars got the W, and the Jaguars are 5-3. The Jaguars are looking pretty good, actually, to tell y'all the truth. I mean, 5-3 is not bad considering Kansas City Chiefs sitting over there. Kansas City. Hello, Kansas City over there at 5-4. Yes, they are. They 5-4. Now the Jaguars are sitting at 5-3. So I think this thing is looking real good, y'all. It's looking real good for the Jaguars. But I do hope that Travis Hunter has a speedy recovery because you know this young man plays offense. He plays defense. So y'all, yeah, we got to keep a lookout for Jacksonville. But they did win. They did win. They got that W yesterday, y'all. Moving right along. Okay, shall we talk about it? Shall we talk about the Saints and the Los Angeles Rams? What y'all thinking? Should we talk about this? Y'all, what y'all thinking about this? About the game, the Los Angeles, the Rams and the Saints. Do y'all know where this puts the Saints with this they caught that L yesterday, y'all. The Saints caught that L yesterday, and that didn't put them in a good position. Mr. Jim Barr says, I don't know, but this cougar is looking real good. Okay, child. Well, yeah, okay now, y'all something else. I put on my, listen, I had to put these on because I got to read my stats and everything. But I thank you, I appreciate it, yes. Well, yesterday I had a busy day. It was a big day, so y'all see some of the little remnants. I had a photo shoot. So I was trying to keep the little lashes on and everything, but the lashes don't work for me. I tried to put the lashes on. The lashes went this way, that way. I was trying to sleep pretty, but I couldn't do it. No, I could not do it. Them lashes were not lashing. No. But anyway, y'all don't got me off track. But I thank you for the compliment. Y'all don't got me off track. But anyways, the Rams won yesterday. That put the Rams, it was 34-10. So the Saints are, I believe, in my humble opinion, and I should have checked this one. The Saints are 1-8. They've only won one game, my sparklers. Now the Rams are at 6-2. Ooh, I think they hurt New Orleans Saints' feelings, y'all. I think they hurt their feelings. Hi again, hey, Morami, and hey, General Keno. Hey, y'all. You said Shannon Sharp need me. Well, y'all let Shannon Sharp know. I follow Unc. I see Unc and Ocho. I be on. As soon as the games are over, I switch right on over there to the nightcap. I check out the nightcap. I see Ocho and Unc. Yeah, they do need to invite me in so I can add a little twist to their nightcap show. Y'all share this live over there with Unc and Ocho. Is that all right with y'all? Thank you. Y'all share the love over there. Let them know that Green Eye Sparkle, Simply Carissa, it's Monday Moment Thoughts. This is Simply Carissa with the Monday Moment Thoughts. But y'all know my show on Thursday is Green Eye Sparkle, baby, the show. But y'all let them know that Simply Carissa is here. Hey, Sue says, hey, Auntie, hey. Hey, Jordan, how y'all doing? I love when y'all roll up in here. Thank y'all. I love that respect. Thank y'all. I appreciate it. Yes, y'all know y'all all right with me. Listen, The Saints are dead last, I think, in the whole NFL with this 1-8. I think Cleveland Browns has won more than the Saints. They had 1-8. Ooh, this not looking good for that franchise. Ooh, mm-mm. Yeah, it's getting released today. Yes, yes. See, it's probably going like I was checking before I went live. I think they're probably going do the rankings about 1 o'clock, 1:30. I was looking last week. I came on after about I think I came on almost 2 o'clock. So the NFL had released the information. I checked. The NFL hadn't released it yet, but I just said, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead on live noon and so we'll see. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, you were getting. Oh, you were in the. That's right. You were in the hospital. Oh my goodness. Well, that's a blessing that you're going to be released from the hospital today. I hope you're feeling better. That's a blessing. But I was saying though, I just checked for the NFL updates. NFL updates have not been released because I checked unless they just had the NFL updates while I was on live now. Because last week I came on after they did their updates, but when I checked, they weren't there. So guess what? Green Eye Sparkler said I got to rock and roll. My sparklers waiting on me. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. So what y'all thinking about the New Orleans Saints? What do y'all think the New Orleans Saints? What can help the New Orleans Saints be successful? Let me just phrase the question like that. Are there any New Orleans Saints fans in the building? Oh, my Bucks didn't play. We see y'all notice I didn't talk about my Bucks yet, and I forgot. Thank you for reminding me, Jesus. My Buccaneers were on a bye. There were a few teams on a bye this week, including my Bucks. So my Buccaneers did not play. They were on a bye. They had a moment to relax. They had a moment to reset. As a matter of fact, you right, Jesus. Last week I said, well, should they, have the whole week off or should they practice? Some people said they need to take the whole week off so they can heal and be ready to play in week 10. Some people said they need to practice. And I kind of lean towards one of my sparklers said that the Bucks, they needed to have some bit of practice. I felt like the offense, they could have done a little practice and hopefully offline, some of the guys hopefully decide to get together and work out some of the drills and do some reps because, we need them strong and tight as we come into week 10. You said your team sucks, Ted. Who is your team? Oh, and Jesus, you said the New Orleans Saints needs a new owner. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the New Orleans Saints. They 1-8. New Orleans has always shown up and shown out. I don't know what's going on. I think they need to tighten up on a good quarterback, identify their franchise quarterback, rock and roll. The Giants, we got up in the Giants. Yeah, because I didn't even share. Did I share New York Giants score? I didn't share the New York Giants score yet. Yeah, I got to make sure that I got that on here because I would be remiss not to share about the Giants. Oh, yes. And your team, Ted, is the Titans. Yeah, now, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't the Titans just hire a new coach to help out? The Giants play the Bears coming up this Sunday. The New York Giants play Chicago Bears, and the Chicago Bears has been looking real strong, Jesus. So that'll be interesting. And you said the score was 34-25. 34-24. Okay. Now, who's your team? Help me refresh my memory. Who is your team, Jesus? Are you rocking with because I apologize if I don't remember. I'm in this chat and rolling, and then I got my other show. Yeah, and the Bears are looking real good. Yes. Oh, the 49ers. That's right. You like the 49ers. You are absolutely correctamente. Now, the 49ers were on a bye, so the 49ers play this Sunday. The 49ers are playing the Los Angeles Rams, so it'll be on the West Coast side. So that'll be a good game. That'll be a real good game. Yeah, I think New Orleans, they need a reorg. They need a reboot. The Titans are not tighty at all. But I'm gonna say this, I feel like some of the backlash that they were trying to show against the Sanders. Well, I'm gonna say for Shador, because Shador is an excellent quarterback. He needs time in the NFL to really practice and hone in on his skills. They haven't given Shador an opportunity to really build himself up, because I think he would be an awesome quarterback for the NFL. NFL is night and day from college. Titans lost Derrick Henry. It was over. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Titans, New Orleans Saints, yeah, their organizations, I know they're reflecting and looking at, probably, like I call this on Mondays, a mindset reset on Motivation Monday. I think they may be having conversation, because the New Orleans Saints to be at 1-8. That comes down to leadership. It comes down to the organization, like reframing. They need to look at some things. They need to look at their framework. They need to look at what is best for the organization at this time. We're going into week 10 and they sitting at 1-8. That is not a good look. I think they need to have a self-reflection. The Titans and New Orleans. Cause I mean, I'm just saying, something needs to be tweaked. Something needs to be reviewed. Something needs to be reset. That's how I'm gonna leave it, y'all. Moving right along, moving right along. The Panthers and the Packers. The Panthers and the Packers. Oh my. The Panthers and the Packers, y'all. Child, the Panthers beat the Packers. I was shocked. I did like this. What, did I read that score right? I pulled down my glasses. I said, did I read this right? The Panthers are now 5-4, ladies and gentlemen. The Packers are 5-2, and they had a tie when they played Dallas, so they 5-2-1. But the Packers, it was 16-13. It was a close game. All I'm saying is the Panthers are showing up. The Panthers, look, I can't help but compare some of these NFL teams to the Kansas City Chiefs. It just is what it is. The Panthers have the same win-loss as the Chiefs. The Chiefs are 5-4. The Panthers are 5-4. I think this is a good NFL season. If y'all ask me, in my humble opinion, I think this is a good NFL season. I feel like it's the rubber meeting the road. It's separating, like right now as we are hitting week 10. It is showing who is rising to the top to move into the playoffs, and who right now they need to have a reboot and a regrouping. Yes, yes. Hey, Sus, you said Shador. Oh, you said Shador is garbage. He might be Arena Football League quarterback. Well, we don't really know if he's garbage or not, Jesus, because he hasn't had a chance to play. Then they go put him on talking about he hurt his strained his back, so they marked him inactive. We don't know what Shador can do, because he never had an opportunity to really play in the NFL. I think he has a good arm. I think he throws better, and he is more calculated and very meticulous about how he gets that ball down into that end zone than your boy Dillon Gabriel. But I respect your opinion. But that Dillon Gabriel, I think, can learn a few things from Shador, in my humble opinion. I think Shador has a good eye for throwing that ball, and his arm can get that ball down to that end zone. Dillon, they make these short plays with Dillon Gabriel. Dillon Gabriel, he doesn't do long throws. They have to. I'm gonna tell you what they do. They create plays on the strengths that Dillon Gabriel presents, and his strengths are not very many. And so he doesn't make these big plays and big throws. They are reframing how they make plays to help Dillon Gabriel out. But if I had to pick between Shador and Dillon, I would go with Shador. Shador just needs opportunities to get those reps in. Dylan is not impressive to me. And they're creating these short plays because they know if they try to let him throw that ball, he might throw interceptions back to back, back to back. So if you are asking, I mean, I know you didn't ask, but in my opinion, I think Shador would be the better, stronger quarterback. He just needs an opportunity. And Dro Stat said the Broncos are number one. Ooh, I ain't even talked about the Broncos yet. Yes, I'm here for okay. The Broncos are showing up and showing out. Now you ain't lied about that. Now, Dro Stats, you ain't lying about that. The Broncos are looking impressive. Um, Let me see. I know the Broncos, they coming up on Thursday night football, and right now the Broncos standing is 7-2. That is an impressive win-loss. 7-2. The Broncos are setting themselves up to be ready for these playoffs. They are looking strong. Don't sleep on the Broncos. Yeah, don't sleep on the Broncos coming up November 6th. Thursday night football, the Raiders and the Broncos. Like I always do, who y'all got? Now, you know we got Monday night football tonight as well. Who in the Monday night football? Now, y'all know I don't, ooh, child, y'all, I don't bump my head. Let me see. Who playing tonight? It's Monday night football. Kicking off week 10. Who we got? Um, Tonight is Monday. You know why I didn't write down my Monday night football? Because I'm looking at this schedule. Week 10. Oh, it is tonight. I'm sorry. It's tonight. No, it's not. That's Thursday night. Is there not any Monday night football? Y'all help me out because I checked. I didn't see Monday night football on my schedule. I do have the Raiders and the Broncos are playing Thursday, November 6th. But them Broncos are looking real, real good. Hey, I can't lie. I agree. Dro Stats, I have to agree with you. 7-2. That's a good standing. The Raiders are 2-6 right now. But moving right along, because I didn't talk about the Chicago Bears, y'all. The Chicago Bears and the Cincinnati Bengals played too. Oh, yes, they did. That was a good game. It was a high-scoring game. Oh, they were answering each other back. Did y'all see that? I missed that game, but according to this score, it looked like they were answering each other back. The final score was 47-42. The Bears on top. Cincinnati, y'all doing well with Flacco. Y'all get in there. Since Flacco been there, y'all trying to strengthen up. But the Bears took that W. I mean, the ranking right now for the Bears, y'all, they 5-3. The Bengals are 3-6. Now, I think next season, maybe, I don't know, they might rise. They might be a phoenix coming out the ashes. I don't know. Flacco over there, he might bring some light to them. They might do something before the end of the season. But right now, I can tell y'all, we are in week 10 this week. This week, this is week 10, y'all. And a lot of these teams are on the struggle bus. And the teams that are sitting at only 2 wins or 1 win, to the point of my sparklers, sometimes I think it might be a revisit of a reorg. Jesus, you said he can't throw the long ball. He spends too much time in the pocket. He can't scramble. He is slow. No zip on his passes. Is that in reference to? I'm sorry, Jesus. Was that in reference to Shador? Because if you talk about Shador, I will say this. I agree with he stays in the pocket too long. But with the reps, now we gonna get into the meat and potatoes. See, this is why Shador, he needs the reps. He needs to be in the practice grinding because he does stay, because I have watched, he does stay a little bit too long in the pocket. And he think that he is protected. They try to protect the quarterback at all costs. I don't know what that will look like or sound like now that he's in the NFL because he hasn't had a chance to honestly play. They gave him a little bit of time in the preseason, but they didn't really give us a lot. But Shador is really good. Yes, he spends a lot of time in the pocket, but you know what can help with that? If he had the opportunity to practice. if he had an opportunity to get involved in a lot of reps. Because there's one thing about it. Once he launches a ball, that ball gonna fly, fly, fly. But I think he stays in holding that ball in the pocket too long because I feel like, in my humble opinion, normally, in offense, they're going to protect the quarterback, but sometimes that's not always the case when you are playing a heavy hitting competitive team. And, that's how he found himself getting sacked. When he played, when he was in his college days, he was getting sacked when his offense, they could not protect him because he was holding on to that ball too long. Now, Jesus, I'm going to agree with you on that. But I do think, in my humble opinion, if he had the opportunity to increase his reps with the team, instead of sitting on the bench, instead of them talking about he inactive, he need to stay home and get some rest, all that bull crap, in my humble opinion, I think that he could do something. Drostad said, I think Shedeur will play with a chip on his shoulder. He will be a great quarterback. And that's what I say, Drostad, in my humble opinion. I think, given the opportunity, Shedeur will be a great quarterback. It's one thing about it. When he executes, he is accurate. That's how Colorado was able to be like a phoenix out the fire. Colorado rose to the top. I would say thanks to the offense that was created. Shedeur with that arm, because Shedeur is a smart, calculated quarterback. Does he have things to work on now that he's in? Because the NFL and college are two different things. Does he have things to work on? You know what I think about? Let me tell you what I think about. I think about when Justin Fields left Ohio, and Justin Fields, got drafted into the NFL, as like a top draft pick. He was okay in college, but the NFL and college are two different things. So, Justin Fields is over there with the New York Jets, and I feel like, in my humble opinion, Justin Fields, he's on the struggle bus. Yeah, he showed great promising signs, when he was in college, but it's a different grind. It's a different grit when you hit the NFL. It's like you got to be in 1,000% beast mode when you come over here in the NFL. Yeah, college was something else. College was, rah, rah, rah. But you got to understand, this is like, I feel like, like this is like the Middle East, like Greece, or, those old movies. What I'm trying to think of some of them old movies when they would be in that arena, like in the Caesar's Palace in Rome. And, this is a battle. Quarterbacks have to be groomed and in the beast mode. And I'm going to tell you another quality that I see, in my humble opinion. Quarterbacks, they need to pick up stamina and running. Quarterbacks are slow. We all know this. They don't have that speed like like all the others, like the running backs and the wide receivers. They don't have a lot of speed. But I think they have to bring a little bit more flavor to the table now as quarterbacks. But I think with the opportunity, I think Shedeur can do it, in my humble opinion. Now, like I said, y'all, there were quite a few teams were on a bye. I shared that in my Green Eye Sparkle, baby, the show. Let me pull my notes from my show from Thursday, because we did have a few teams that did not play. That's why my list is a little short, because we had quite a few on a bye. So let me see who was on a bye for this Sunday that we didn't see. That's why you all not hearing me with a long list. That was my roll call. Y'all. It was kind of short. Why? Because the Cleveland Browns were on a bye. I hope while they were on their bye, they did some, reflecting and I hope the Cleveland Browns looked at what is going well, what things can be tweaked, and how can they come into week 10 securing a W. That's what I think they should have been doing on a bye. New York Jets were also on a bye. And I know they looking at, like I said, I didn't see any breaking news or updates from the NFL before I came on live. So I cannot confirm nor deny if there was any changes that were happening. Now, y'all do know, you know what I forgot to say right off the top? Y'all do know tomorrow is the deadline for trades. Y'all do realize this. Tomorrow is the deadline for trades. They have until 4 p.m. now to finalize, do they finishing touches. Tomorrow is it, by 4 p.m. So if they're going to do any trading, they got to make sure all trades are done by 4 p.m. tomorrow. So I know there were some meetings in these organizations, in these 32 organizations. I know they probably had some reflection and conversations. Some teams celebrating where they stand right now. Some teams are looking at a reorg. I am sure of it, because 1-8 is unacceptable. I'm just saying, in my humble opinion, y'all. Is that all right with y'all? I feel like that's a reorg, to the point of one of my sparklers. I think that was Jesus who said that. Moving right along. So the Jets are also, so it was the Browns, the Jets, the Eagles, and the Bucks, all on a bye. So that's why you all didn't hear me talk about them this week, because they all had some rest, some rehabilitation, because we had a lot of injured players. I am optimistic that my Bucks are well rested and they are ready. I feel like my Bucks gonna be ready to show up and show out and blow some smoke, because they are ready. Baker Mayfield is doing his thing for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I don't care what nobody says about what he did over at them other teams that he played for. But when he came to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, to this organization, he is showing up and showing out. So I got to give credit to where credit is due. I think he has found his what they say that his Zenasequa, or his zhush. He has found his zhush over here, honey, over with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Go Baker Mayfield. The Bucks are doing real good, but they did have their bye. You know, I don't know. I think, like I said earlier, between Justin, because I was comparing, what I was doing was, y'all, I was comparing Justin Fields, kind of like, I was comparing actually Shedeur to how Justin Fields, he was doing great at Ohio State. He got drafted immediately in the early drafts, into the NFL. But NFL and college, those are two different animals right there. That's two different beasts. You got to come in with grit. You got to come in with grit. Your mindset got to be like a goat. You got to stay ready. You have to have intentionality around that work as a quarterback. And you have to be tenacious. Y'all see how I broke that thing down for grit? Y'all saw that acronym. You got to come in like a goat. Your mindset got to be like a Tom Brady. It's got to be like a GOAT mindset. Then you got to stay ready. You can't get ready as a quarterback in the NFL. No, honey. You got to stay ready. If you stay ready, see, y'all ain't got to get ready. See, I'm telling y'all the qualities of a great quarterback. You got to stay ready. You have to be intentional about where you're throwing that ball. See, that the intentionality, being calculated. Who's open? If they're not open, then what's your next plan of action? It's like you got to think quickly on your feet. See, that's a thinking position. Ooh, I don't know where this download just came from. Let me sip my water on this one. A quarterback, in my humble opinion, must have thinking qualities, cognitive recognition of thinking and making decisions quickly on their feet. They have to execute. They have to be meticulous about where they're throwing, but calculated on knowing if your man ain't open, if that wide receiver's not open, who you throwing to? It's a thinking position. Thinking quickly and making decisions fast. See, those are, I think, the character traits of a quarterback. Being able to have a good arm, being calculated, looking down that field. You got to look down that field as a quarterback. A quarterback need to look down that field to see who all the way down there in that end zone that's open, and you got to be able to throw that ball. You got to have a good arm. A quarterback has to have a good arm, and they have to make sure they know and read the field. Ooh, did I just say that? Ooh, I sound like I should be on ESPN talking right now, having my own little moment in time on ESPN. Y'all, shout out ESPN, Fox News Sports, CBS Sports, NBC Sports, NFL channel, all of that, because I'm giving y'all some tea. I'm dropping some nuggets over here on this magnificent Monday. I feel like, and I know there's a whole lot happening. I know there's a lot of action happening on a field, when the game is in motion. But I'm thinking, like, if you set your mind up and you do a reset on your thinking as a quarterback. A quarterback can do some amazing things, but a quarterback has to remember at the same time they are the franchise leader. Okay? The quarterback has, I know they got a lot of moving parts around them, but if a quarterback can stay focused on these things, read your field, know who's down in the end zone, know your surroundings. Don't stay in that pocket too long. To Jesus' point, I agree with you. Don't stay in that pocket too long hanging out because you're going to get sacked. That's a waste. That's going to be a waste of energy. Then that's going to cause turnovers. So a quarterback has to be quick thinking, great decision making, have a great arm to throw that ball down to the end zone. And you know what? This is what I say. When offense is on that field, they got to have an amazing running game. A running game, the quarterback knowing, reading that field, knowing their audience, and get that ball down that field. Get that ball. Because at the end of the day, whoever can get to that end zone and get that touchdown, at the end of the day, over and over and over again, will stand supreme and get that W. Look, y'all, that was my little monologue for this magnificent Monday. What y'all thinking? That was my little quick little download about a quarterback. Because I know it's a tough position. And when you look at and you analyze who you want as a quarterback, you know, there's a lot of things in play. Like I said, shout out to the GOAT, Tom Brady, because, you know, he brought those different skills and talents when he played. So, you know, I like to give credit where credit is due. Now, moving right along, because like I told y'all, I already went through, I did roll call who was on the bye. That's why y'all ain't hear me say or call out their scores. Some of y'all threw me off a little bit when y'all was calling out teams. So I said, wait a minute, that team was on the bye. But y'all were just saying when y'all team played another opponent, y'all won. So I got you, because y'all was like, wait a minute, now I know I did my homework. I know who was on the bye and who wasn't. But I shout out y'all. I love y'all. Now, listen. Now, let me get my other notes. Y'all know I have notes for days. Because, by the way, I got to shout out. Because y'all know I'm on Thursday nights at 7 p.m. My sparklers, y'all be in the building. Green Eye Sparkle, baby, the show. I appreciate y'all be in there. Y'all be coming in. And I'm turning on my live. I play a little music. And my sparklers, y'all be sitting in that waiting room waiting on Green Eye Sparkle. I thank y'all. Much love to y'all and much love to my Monday Moment Thoughts too. Because on my Monday Moment Thoughts, my sparklers, y'all be right here front and center and in the building. Now, shall we talk about a little college football? Is that all right with y'all? Let's get into the college football. I'm not, it was a lot of teams that played this weekend, and it was some teams on the bye as well. But what I wanted to mention about the college games today was, the AP, they have their top rankings. They got their top rankings. So let's get into the top rankings for the AP. All right, I'm gonna talk about the top 5. All right, here we go. So the AP, they list their top 25, but I'm going to give a shout out to the top 5. Okay? So the top 5, we've got, who's number 1? Who y'all think number 1? I'm going to give y'all a hint. I just mentioned this college just a moment ago. So who y'all think is number 1 on the AP ranking? I'm going to give y'all a moment. I feel like I should go, dun, 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 dun. Who's number 1 on the AP top ranking for college football? Anybody? Y'all get in the chat and tell me. And by the way, don't forget to hit that like button. And I thank y'all. Simply Carissa, thanks y'all for making sure y'all hit that like button. All right, since nobody got in the chat, I'm going to tell y'all who's number 1 on the AP top ranking. Well, unless y'all trying to type it. Should I give y'all another 5 seconds or 10 seconds? I'll give y'all 10 seconds. Who is number 1 in the college AP ranking? And I just mentioned the college a moment ago. And now I am not talking about Colorado. We know Colorado ain't in no top 25, so don't even go there with that. We know they're not in the top 25. They got a reorg to do. They got some retraining, some conditioning, and some reps, and they got a lot of work to do over there in Colorado. So I'm not talking about Colorado. I am talking about Ohio State is right now in the AP ranking for top 25. Ohio stands at number 1. All right, I see Ohio. Ohio, y'all doing y'all thing. Now the other team that's been rising like a phoenix out of the fire. The other team that's been look, I feel like doing Chris Brown. It depends. Y'all, let me tell y'all something. The other team that's rising, they rising out the fire like a phoenix. I got to give it up to Indiana Hoosiers. Indiana is showing up and showing out, y'all. Indiana is sitting over here looking real good. Indiana is standing at number 2 according to the AP rankings. Way to go, Indiana. Y'all showing up and showing out. Okay. Boy, that'll be a good old, ooh, that would be a good one. Ohio versus Indiana, number 1 and number 2. You know how they used to have the Outback Bowl? I don't know what they call these bowls now. Every time I turn around, they got a new name for the bowls. So I don't know what they calling these bowls now, but I feel like, ooh, if it could be Ohio and Indiana, I think that'll be a good old matchup for a bowl game. Because they playing good now. They playing real, real good. So let me go on to number 3. Because y'all know I get excited. And I ain't talking. I go on and on. Talking about the teams. But I got to show some mad love and a shout out to the Indiana Hoosiers. Why am I shouting out the Indiana Hoosiers? I have a little cousin that played for Indiana. Number 22, Jamar Johnson, played for Indiana. He got drafted to the Denver Broncos. So he didn't finish out his senior year with Indiana. But a shout out to Indiana because y'all sitting real pretty at number 2. Um, did somebody else roll up in the chat? I thought somebody else came through. I apologize if I missed you. It said it rolled up. It said something. I don't know what. If I miss you, it'll scroll back up. I think somebody just came in the chat. And welcome, y'all know y'all welcome anytime in my chat. But shout out to Indiana, like I was just saying, y'all. So I had a cousin, Jamar Johnson. He played for Indiana, number 22. He was then drafted over to the Broncos, where he tied up or finished up his NFL. I don't know if my cousin is planning on coming back into the NFL. I won't speak on that, but if he does come back into the NFL, look, cuz I'll be at the games, look, cuz if you come back into the NFL. Now moving right along. So Indiana number 2 and number 3 in the AP top. Oh, you know what I forgot to tell y'all? Ohio is 8-0. Let me be clear and put some respect on why they number 1. They number 1, they are 8-0. That is Ohio. Indiana is showing up and showing out, y'all. Indiana is 9-0. Indiana has won all their games. I guess Ohio is still number 1. They 8-0 because they haven't, I guess, played their 9th game. But Indiana is sitting at number 2. They have won 9 games. They are undefeated. Y'all showing up and showing out. Shout out to Indiana. Coming in at number 3, y'all, is Texas. Texas is also 8-0. Now, do y'all thinking, and listen, do y'all think that after this weekend, Indiana stays consistent and they win their 10th game and they're 10-0? Do y'all think the AP gonna change that ranking and move Indiana up to the number 1 spot? What y'all thinking? Right now, Ohio is 8-0. Indiana is 9-0. And I feel like, in my humble opinion, they need to move Indiana right on up to the number 1 spot. AP, y'all need to have Indiana as number 1. Why y'all got Ohio sitting over there? They 8-0, Indiana 9-0. I think it is deserving, in my humble opinion, I think it's deserving of Indiana to have that number 1 spot. And I know I'm speaking some good vibes and good energy around Indiana. I know they're gonna win their game and they're gonna be 10-0. So y'all give them the respect that they are due. Put them at number 1. That's my 2 cents, y'all. But Texas is number 3. Texas is number 3. They sitting 8-0. Coming in at number 4. Coming in at number 4, y'all, is Alabama. Alabama is 7-1, y'all. Alabama is 7-1. Also coming in right behind Alabama is Georgia. Georgia is 7-1. So there y'all have it. Y'all got the top 5 in the AP ranking. Now they rank 25 teams, But I'm gonna give y'all the summary. I'm gonna give y'all the top 5. Is that all right with y'all? All of a sudden, I think the temperature don't warmed up or something. Cause I got on my joggers because it was kind of cool. But I run my mouth. I think my rocking and moving and getting excited has warmed me up. Like I'm doing me some exercises, y'all. Child, listen. Now, I got to talk about Miami. I don't know where you at, Unc. Unc, where you at today? Unless you coming on at 1 o'clock. I might say Miami for later, cause Miami, Miami, y'all took that L this weekend, Miami. I don't know where my uncle at today. He might come on a little later. I'ma say this score. I'ma say this score about Miami. Hopefully my uncle will come through and get into this chat. Uh-huh. Now, the Florida Gators play Georgia, y'all. The Florida Gators play Georgia. And what's going on with the Florida Gators? The Florida Gators are 3-5. I mean, my team USF played the Gators, and we had to hand them their L on a silver platter because my USF showed up and showed out. What's going on with the Florida Gators? Georgia beat the Florida Gators, y'all. That's how they are standing at 7-1. The final score: Georgia had 24, and the Florida Gators had 20. Y'all heard what I said. Georgia was at 24 and the Florida Gators 20. So I don't know what's going on with the Gators. Y'all standing at 3-5. So if there are any Florida Gator fans, y'all team, y'all okay. Y'all 3-5, but it's still room for some W's. There's still some room for some W's. Who else played? So I had the Florida Gators and Georgia. Well, I might as well go ahead on and tell y'all this tea. Miami did not win against the Mustangs, the SMU Mustangs. It was 26-20. The Mustangs are sitting at 6-3, and Miami is 6-2. So it was a good game. It was a good game. Somebody had to win. Somebody had to get the L, and somebody had to get the W. So the Mustangs won that game against Miami. Oh, this would have been a good day today to have my uncle up in the chat. I don't know where my uncle at now. But my uncle usually be up in this chat because that Miami team, Miami had to take that L this weekend, Uncle. Yes. So yeah, so that was the college update for this past weekend. So anyways, y'all, I got a few minutes left. What else is good for the group? I didn't put anything down about the NBA today. I said no, I'm just gonna stay on my college football and my NFL games. But I'm excited that week 10 is here. My Bucks will be back on the field. The 49ers back on the field. The Jets back on the field. So we got a few teams that'll be returning back on the field after their bye this week 9 with this bye. Who else coming back on the field? The Eagles will be back on the field. So we have 4 teams will be back on the field now for week 10. So this gonna be a great week of some good old football. Yes. Trying to think, did I leave out anything? Let me make sure I'm going back through my notes, y'all. Going back through my notes. No, I think that I covered everything pretty good. Like I said, Thursday night football, we got the Raiders and we got the Broncos. Broncos are looking real good. They looking real good. I think there was something else I was going to say about one of the teams as I'm closing out, because I was waiting to see who else was gonna hop in this chat about these games this weekend. Where y'all at, Sparkler? Where y'all at? I know I started on time today, y'all. I started 12 noon today. And I know some of y'all like to hop in about 1 o'clock. So I I did come on time. I might push it back to 1 o'clock because it seemed like 1 o'clock. Y'all like 1 o'clock, but I had some sparklers come in at 12 o'clock too. Shout out to all of y'all that's been watching and viewing, and I appreciate it when y'all hop in and literally like my live because that makes my day. And YouTube looks at when y'all like my live now. This is simply Carissa with her Monday moment thoughts. Yes. Y'all know I already did that monologue now about what I think about the quarterbacks and repositioning. One of my sparklers said the Titans are not looking good. The New Orleans Saints not looking good. No, and not yet is what I can say. I think I was gonna say something about I don't know, maybe not Miami. I was gonna talk, Miami Dolphins switching back over to NFL now. Miami Dolphins beat Atlanta Falcons, and I thought I was shocked. I thought Atlanta had that game, but it's the upsets. That's why I said this season of the NFL I have been getting my whole life because it's so many surprises. It's so many twists and turns. You don't know what's coming next. It's like a box of chocolate. You don't know what you're going to get when you open this box of chocolate with the NFL. The NFL has been NFLing, okay, this season. Y'all doing it. 32 teams. Some teams got to regroup. Some teams need a reorg. And some teams are just balling, period. Y'all got this game on lock. I've got 4 minutes left, y'all. 4 minutes left. What's good for the group, y'all? I got 4 minutes left. 4 minutes left. I knew it was something else I meant to say. I got it. Look, now I'm coming from the lens of Messaville. I can't help myself because I noticed this. Did y'all see the disgusted look on Patrick Mahomes' face when they lost against the Buffalo Bills? I don't know. I'm looking at faces. In my humble opinion, when I saw his facial expression when they had to go and the good sportsmanship when they go through the little line and they say good game, good game, good game. Patrick Mahomes had this look of disgust on his face. Then he tried to fix his face. But you know what? The camera catch everything. It was too late. Patrick Mahomes tried to catch himself, y'all, but the face says 1,000 words. He did not appear very happy about that loss against Buffalo Bills. The commentators, when I first opened up my show today, y'all, I said I felt like, in my humble opinion, the commentators were even shooketh. The commentators, when they lost that game, said, "Wow, this changes everything." The commentators were looking like they were beside themselves. I said, like I said earlier in my live, I said, "Ooh, the commentators looked like they were shooketh." They did not like that the Buffalo Bills beat Kansas City. I mean, like I did not. I don't go for either one of them. If I had to choose a team, I would have said, I would have said, let the Kansas City Chiefs be the Chiefs. They usually come through and win, but they didn't win this one because I'm not a fan of Buffalo Bills, and y'all know why, and I'm not going to get into that. Y'all know I'm not no fan of the Buffalo Bills. I'm going to let that ride. But that look of disgust that I saw on Patrick Mahomes' face, that said all I needed to know. I said I don't think he was pleased with how that game went. And like I said, the Bills it was 28. So that put the Bills at 6-2. That's their standing. That L that the Chiefs got put them at 5-4. They are at 5-4. And I guess the reason why the commentators were shocked, because the Chiefs have never been in this kind of position or this standing. They usually all the way at the top at the first half. Well, sometimes, you look at things and things might need a little tweaking or do things differently. But all I know is I saw that disgusted look on Patrick Mahomes' face. I don't think he took that L. Patrick Mahomes didn't take that L quite generously. But y'all can regroup. Y'all just need to have a meeting. Y'all regroup. Y'all will be all right. Y'all will be just fine. Now, I'm hoping that Travis Hunter is coming off of that injured list because, he hurt his knee. They need him to play both sides, but even though that he didn't play, You know, the Jaguars came through and they won. Now they did their zhush. They did their thing. But it's good to see Travis Hunter when he out there playing and doing his double roles, wide receiver, cornerback. It's good to see him out there doing his thing. So I hope Travis Hunter comes back with a speedy recovery. But he did have a knee injury. For me and my Bucks, as I close out, I am looking forward to seeing my players come back on the field that were injured. We need all the players back out there. I need Bucky. We need Bucky Irvin back out there. We need Ebuka. And in case y'all don't know, Bucky, that's number 7. Ebuka is number 2. That's their jersey numbers. We need everybody on this field ready for week 10. Now, who we won't have out there, and I got to give a shout out, as I close out, I got to give a shout out to Mike Evans. We won't have Mike Evans out there. What Mike Evans, number 13, our wide receiver boy, he took a bad hit. He was actually reaching up. Now, I don't want to say it was a bad hit because he just came down. He was trying to reach up there to get that ball. When he hit that ground hard, y'all. He broke his clavicle. He had a concussion. So we know that Mike Evans will not be back out there on that field at all this season. Not with those kind of injuries. No, 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 honey. But I do expect to see Bucky Irvin back out there because we need Bucky. Because Baker Mayfield need to throw that pass. We got to make sure the pass complete. And we need Ebuka out there. Let me tell you, for a rookie, number 2, Ebuka, he plays with grit. He plays that. Remember I was telling y'all earlier about, the grit of a quarterback. Ebuka is not a quarterback, but let me tell you something about Ebuka, number 2 on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That young man, when he understands the assignment. He understands the assignment, like I was saying about when I was talking about them quarterbacks and what it takes. Ebuka, as a rookie, I got to give him a shout out. And if y'all can share this and share this with Ebuka, because I got to give this young man his flowers, because he's a beast. He understands. He's got that mindset like a goat. Ebuka gonna be the greatest of all times as a rookie. I feel like he's the rookie of the year, in my humble opinion. Shout out to Ebuka. He's the rookie of the year. He understands the assignment, and also he stays ready. When the injuries were happening, when Mike Evans got hurt, that Ebuka, he comes and rises to the occasion. So I got to give him resiliency. He is intentional about his plays. He watch everything on that field. That young man is all over the field. And when I talk about the tenacity, because it's that grit. You know what I'm saying? Ebuka plays with grit. He's got that GOAT mentality. He's just resilient, and he understands. He stays ready. The intentionality around the way of work out there on that field, that boy shows up. That young man shows up and shows out. The tenacity behind it all. I am here for it. Shout out to Ebuka. So we need him back out there on the field. Bucky is fast. Y'all know Bucky gonna give y'all a show. He fast. Let Baker Mayfield pass that ball to him. He gonna get there. Some of the plays that they called though for Bucky, sometimes it's not always the best because, see, Bucky needs room to run. I don't like when they pass that ball to Bucky and he got to run down the middle. Now, that irks my nerves, y'all, in my humble opinion. But I do appreciate when Bucky has that opportunity and the space and opportunity to work that field, he can run that ball down for a touchdown. Now, I'd be remiss if I don't give a shout out to, Shepard. Sterling Shepard be out there doing his thing because like I said, I need everybody y'all had a week off. Coach Todd Bowles said, I'm going to give y'all the whole week off. They celebrated. They did they rah, rah, rah. Y'all should be here. Y'all should have got y'all bellies full. Y'all should have got y'all whole life eating on y'all week off. And with the bye, I know y'all going to come back resilient and energized. And I just love the energy and the spirit. Like, they keep coming back. They keep coming back. When it looks gloom and gloom, my Buccaneers, they keep coming back. They keep showing up. They keep coming back. Number 1 in the NFC South. Number 1 in the NFC South. My Bucks coming back, and they understand the assignment. Who else? I didn't shout out? Godwin Good, Levante David, and y'all know Vita Vea. Vita Vale come to play. Let me tell y'all something. Don't y'all mess with Vita Vale number 50. Vita Vale come out like this. I feel like he like Chris Brown on steroids. That depend, I feel like Vita Vale, like, he's so big, y'all. Vita Vale can't really do his arms like this because the muscles won't allow him to. So Vita Vale got to be like this, y'all. But shout out to Vita Vale because he can play some ball. Levante David, the veteran. Shout out to Levante David, a veteran on that on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I know y'all gonna show up and show out. I know y'all don't got y'all rest off of this week 9. Let's do this. Let's finish what we started. My Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going all the way to the Super Bowl. Y'all heard it first right here from Simply Carissa on her Monday Moment Thoughts. My Buccaneers gonna go to the Super Bowl. We gonna go to the playoffs. We gonna do our zhush. We coming in with thunder. We coming in, like I said, we coming in with that full force. My Tampa Bay Buccaneers, y'all heard it first right here. And like I said, when I say stuff, it comes to fruition, y'all. So y'all heard it right here. My Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to win the championship. We coming in strong. We coming in with the fire at the Phoenix blazing to win this Super Bowl this season. That's all my time, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed my show, and I'll see y'all on Thursday for the Green Eye Sparkle Baby the show. It'll be my 41st episode of that show on Thursday at 7 p.m. All right, it's been fun hanging out with y'all. Bye. Go Bucks!